Let's custom paint the versaflo. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be painting a 3M versaflo. Now if you don't know what a versaflo system is, I'll just give you a little talk through of what they do and what they are. This is the 3M versaflo. You can see we've got a belt, so this clips around your waist and then you attach a hose that clips in here. That goes to the back of you and then clips into like a hood or a mask. You get the mask ones. You turn this machine on and it produces clean air. It draws in air from in your booth or your studio, filters it, sends clean air up into your mask, and you're getting permanently fed clean air. So that's what these basically do. Most of these versaflos, well, all of them look like this at the back. They're just grey plastic, pretty boring. So I wanted to custom paint this today, this back casing, make it a little bit more bespoke to me, and just change it up a bit and just make it look a little bit more cooler. So these pieces just clip off, nice and simple, and then that leaves you with your filter on the actual machine itself. So that's what we are concentrating on today, guys. We're going to custom paint this. We've got an array of paints, as you can see here, and I've also got some cling film. Now you're probably thinking, what the hell is he using cling film for? But it's a really cool effect. If you've not seen it before, we'll be using cling film in today's video. I've got a pre-cut logo to go on the back. Some of the paints we're using, we've got a plastic primer, as this is plastic. I've got a red base coat, a white base coat, silver, a metallic black, airbrush paint, and we've got some candy blue by Specialist Paints, this one here. That is the same candy that's on the logo at the back, so it's nice and bright and vibrant. We're going to make this back casing pop instead of it looking like that. So join me in the first stage. We're going to get this prepped up. We'll go through some prep stages and I'll take you through the whole process of getting this custom painted right up to clear coat. So I'll see you in the first prep stage. We are moving on. In them time lapses, we did the prep stages, so I cleaned this down, wax and grease remover. Then I red Scotch-Brighted all the plastic down, and then on the two scallops that you see me in that time lapse fill, I went in with a 1/8 and just really dug into the plastic. As this is a real light skim, it's probably about 2 mil thick on that little line that went across and the versaflo logo. That just filled that off just to blank it off. And then we went in with some 1mm fine line and pen lined all round, and then masked the area off there. And then I dropped some silver base coat, let that go off, and then I went in with some black and done the brushed steel effect where you put the wet black down, let it tack off for a bit, and then you get a Scotch-Brite and you just drag a grain into the item that you're working in, so it makes it look like steel. So we've got all that done. The next stage is to drop some rivets on this around the casing to blend into the steel look. We're going to be using the Scott McKay Pocket Graphics, and you've got the rivet one in there. So that's what we're going to use. As you can see, we're using the airbrush holder, and it works an absolute treat. This airbrush holder does, that I made yesterday's video. So a little bit of black in the brush. Pick yourself one of the holes to do your rivets, and you're basically just going with the black dot first. So we're going to do some small rivets. A couple on the side. So that's how I start my rivets. I'll do a black dot first. As you can see, nice little black dot on them. Right, the next thing to do on this, you've got your black dots. So if this versaflo was sitting this way on your bank, which it would be, you've got to do your highlights. So if your light source is coming down like this, you'd have the highlights on the tops of these, and then the highlights will be on the very top edge of these dots. So it just gives it that 3D type look. So I'll stick on a time lapse. This is going to take a little bit of time just to hold this and go around, and we'll get the white put on this, and I'll show you in a minute. Right guys, I'll give you a little talk through and then time lapses. We've done the rivets. Now if I just pan in on them, you'll see them rivets looking nice and realistic. We've got the little drop shadows, highlight shadows at the bottom and the drop shadow part to the top, so it makes it look like it's sunk in. So we've got the rivets all round there, got some on the side there, ones at the bottom coming round and then to the side. So we've got the steel textures and the rivets. The next stage on this to do is demask this centerpiece, and then we've got to mask off the steel effect to do the insert on this piece here. So I'll stick you on a time lapse, demask this, remask it back up with the silver, and then we can start doing the marble effect on the inside of here. We've got the logo, we've got candy to do. So yeah, I'll see you in the next time lapse. Masked up and ready to go. So I demasked the first set of fine line, and now we've masked out the second piece. Can be really tricky because this is 1mm fine line, and you are taping on top of that 1mm, and then you've got a scalpel on top of that 1mm to cut the excess off to get them nice clean edges. So yes, it does take a bit of time, a little bit fiddly, but the 1mm works really well for doing some tight corners. As you can see, that is wafer thin. And you can see how much that bends. It's like slither of fine line. But that's done. So the next stage is to, just going to give this a little wipe over where I've been touching it with my hands. And then we're going to drop the black metallic base coat onto this centre section. So I'll see you in the next step. we've got the black metallic down on that. Doesn't look metallic to look at, but I just need a black base coat to do the next effect with. Now we're going to drop some water-based acrylic down now. Do a wet pass over all this black, and that's when you bring the cling film in. So I'll do this live so you can see it. So we've got a little bit of silver in the PS 290, and just drop a wet coat over it so it's near enough running. Grab your cling film, place it over the wet paint, move it around, and you can see the crinkles that you get in the actual cling film. That will pull the paint and give you that pattern underneath. So I've got like a marble silver effect under there. So that will do for that as a base. Now for a minute I'm going to put the hairdryer on that and just dry it down, and I'll see you in the next step for the candy blue. Right guys, we've got the candy blue in. We're just going to do some light passes and build this candy up over the top of the marble effect. We've got the candy blue on there, looking really nice. This will look a lot better once it's clear coated. It does look sort of flat and dull at the moment, but once you've clear coated candy, it just brings the colour out. So we're going to let that go off, and then we've got my logo to put over the candy blue, and then we can drop the colours on that and then get this clear coated. So I'll see you in the next step when we put in the logo. Guys, we are ready to move on to the next stage. We've got the candy blue down, that's splashed off nice, and we're going to drop my logo to the centre of this. Now with the graphics like this, you just peel the backing off, which is a silicone paper, and then you've got your logo there. We're just going to place that on like that. Then you will peel off the top part of the mask, just press that down, and then you can use your piece of paper just to start to mask off the surrounding area. So that's the logo on, all masked off, and now we can drop some colour down. Now on my logo it's red to the top, so we've got a little bit of red mixed up. So that's the red in. So I've masked that top half of the logo off. Just give this another little blast through. And now we can drop a little bit of white. That's the white down. Now we can carefully just demask the pieces. And it's always a bother when you're doing like multicolour layers like this, just give your paint plenty of time to flash off between coats when you're dropping these multi layers down And that is all finished, guys, and ready for clear coat. Finished. You've seen in that last time, that's like a bit 2 coats of clear. I mixed the clear 2 to 1 and I put a dash of slow reducer in it just to help it flow out that little bit better. We've dropped the second coat down. I'll give you a little pan round and then you can see the finished case. So there you go, that's my logo to the top. We've got the candy blue on the insert and that's scalloped round to the side. Then you've got the brush steel with the rivets. Brush steel band with the rivets comes along the bottom right there. Works its way around with the rivets, and then you've got the brush steel this side and a couple of rivets, and then the brush steel to the top casing with the rivets again. So it just makes it a one-off, makes it look a lot better than just looking at a grey plastic back piece for the versaflo. Makes it a little bit more bespoke. So that's the finished bit, guys. Looking really nice and glossy, just finishes that off. So I hope you enjoyed the video on the custom versaflo case, and I hope you join me in the next one. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification so you don't miss out on any more up and coming videos on Dred Custom Paint. Drop your comments, guys, tell me what you're thinking of the case, and I'll get this fitted up and you'll see this in up and coming videos, and it'll all be put back together so you'll see it in the flesh when it's all dried off and put back. So thanks for watching, see you in the next one.